Donald Trump comes out ferociously swinging in his campaign announcement, says exactly what he thinks, and then says he doesn't regret one word of it.
Well, the Donald certainly brings up the ratings, but what about the dials?
Joining us now, pollster Frank Luntz. Good morning, Frank.
Good morning.
So first, you say Donald Trump is the best and worst candidate you've seen. What do you mean by that?
Well, this guy can deliver a standing ovation. He's got certain language that really connects to voters, but it's wrapped around stuff that any political professional would say, hey, Mr. Trump, stop saying it. And we've got two dial clips to show it. The first one is his address of Wall Street, and you're going to see a very sharp reaction with the dials. Let's take a look.
I will build a great, great wall on our southern border, and I will have Mexico pay for that wall. Mark my words. Nobody would be tougher on ISIS than Donald Trump. Nobody. I will find the right guy. I will find the guy that's going to take that military and make it really work. Nobody will be pushing us around.
So what,
I will build that.
Decipher that for us.
Yeah, he says, I will build this great big wall. And we did this with swing voters in Philadelphia, and Pennsylvania is an important state. And the reaction to that was we had several people verbally burst out in applause. Now, some people thought it was offensive. Some people thought it was racist, the way that he communicated about Mexico. And yet the idea that he's going to take the bull by the horns and do something, Tucker, you can't ignore it. You can disagree with it, but you can't ignore it. And now there's a second clip that we've got where Trump talks about health care, and once again, he's blunt, he's in your face, but he gets a reaction. Let's take a look.
We have a disaster called the big lie, Obamacare. Deductibles are through the roof. You have to get hit by a tractor, literally a tractor, to use it, because the deductibles are so high, it's virtually useless. It is a disaster. And remember the $5 billion website.
So he's got the $5 billion website. He says you have to be hit by a tractor. And the work that we do, Tucker, when you communicate visually, such as getting hit by a tractor, people remember that. It's very powerful. So in our group, okay, a lot of people didn't like it, but the ones who liked it loved it. And that's what makes him the best candidate and the worst candidate.
And Frank, there's some Father's Day political polling, how appropriate. This new poll that asked Americans which famous present-day fathers they most admire and represent the values of a good dad. And the answer is going to surprise you. What do you got?
So it's not a politician. Barack Obama is #1 among Democrats. George W. Bush and George Herbert Walker Bush are tops among Republicans, no surprise. But the two of them are defeated by Tom Hanks and by Michael J. Fox. You got the numbers right there. The Fraternal Order of Eagles did this survey because they wanted to know who the American people most respected. And there's a message for every politician watching on Father's Day, that they don't look to you and they don't see you as the role model they want for their children. That is Michael J. Fox and Tom Hanks, two actors who do better than the elected politicians.
Are actors famous for being good fathers?
Well, Michael J. Fox is, and Tom Hanks is, and there are others in the profession. And what they're saying, Tucker, is that I don't want my politics, I don't want my politicians being role models for my kids. It's pretty damning.
Yeah.
It's interesting, though. Thanks, Frank.
Frank Luntz joining us live. Great to see you, Frank.